My ex-girlfriend abandoned me and our kids 8 years ago for her now husband. Now that I finally bought our kids a car, she thinks I have money and is begging me to help her new kids. I 31M used to live with my ex, let's just call her Trisha, 31F. To put it bluntly, we were problem children and pretty much the definition of trailer trash. We were addicted to hard substances and dropped out of high school. Back then, her parents had 8 kids in a 4-bedroom trailer, so we couldn't live with them, and we were fortunate enough to be able to stay with my mom. It was difficult on us, and my relationship with Trisha was strained because of many factors. There was domestic violence on both ends, but because I was taller and bigger, people only saw me as the problem. I ended up knocking her up, and she gave birth to a set of twins, 16F and 16M, who are my pride and joy and largely the reason why I'm still kicking to this day. 2 years after our kids were born, Trisha called the cops on me while we were high and drunk. They found hard substances on me and I got locked up for 6 years. Trisha moved on immediately with a guy from the trailer park. Her boyfriend didn't want the twins with them, so they stayed with my mom. There's a lot that can be said about Trisha, but at the very least, I'm grateful she wasn't vindictive and brought the kids to see me every Friday during my time in prison. I got clean for my kids and I also earned my GED and associate's degree. I read a lot of books on science and physics specifically, and it really clicked with me. So once I got out, my mom helped support me while I pursued my bachelor's in mechanical engineering. It took some time, but once I held a decent job and saved up, I moved my mom and kids out of the trailer park into a small house in the suburbs. My ex took the kids 1 weekend a month, even though her now husband still didn't like my kids. Fast forward to now. I recently bought cars for my kids, and my son took his when he visited his mother. The next day my ex called me demanding help out with her kids. She explained that they're struggling and her husband's oldest daughter is now complaining about not having a car and that it's not fair for the kids. I told her she is not my responsibility and neither are her kids. She said that she'll cut my kids off if I don't give her what she wants. I explained that I don't care and she'll be better out of our lives. Later, my kids told me about a text they got from their stepsister saying they're being horrible siblings. Their mom then sent them a text asking if they could sell the cars. When they said no, she flipped out, saying she's going no contact and that she didn't raise them to be greedy brats. All things considered, my kids handled it as well as I could have hoped. My son sent her laughing emojis and my daughter sent back something about her audacity to say she raised them. My ex texted me some more junk and said that if her kids starve, it's my fault. My ex is a horrible person, but her kids didn't do anything and I don't wish that kind of environment on anyone. Should I give them some money? Update: so at first I didn't want to involve law enforcement because of my background, but some things happened that made me put aside my feelings. My ex relied on my son to take her kids to practice and pick them up. He used to walk them to the school and I would pick him up after. He didn't mind because he liked hanging out with his siblings. The next time he took them to practice, he talked with his mom inside her house for a while. I guess she apologized and explained that they were having a rough time financially. They forgave each other and hugged it out, but when my son returned outside, his car was egged, scratched up, and a window was busted. When he called me, I could hear the hurt in his voice. His mom tried to explain how she had nothing to do with it, but I didn't believe her. I had previously bought him a dash cam and when I reviewed the footage it showed his stepsister vandalizing the car. My ex and her husband begged me not to press charges, but I called the police and they said because of the damage she could face some jail time. In the worst case scenario, they told me they'll keep a lookout for her. I immediately took it to a mechanic and they quoted me for about $1,000 worth of damages. I paid and it's going to take about a week to fix. I thought that was going to be that, and I was shocked when my ex texted me at 4 o'clock this morning saying that she reported her stepdaughter when she got home and the police subsequently took her. Her husband doesn't know it was her and just suspects that they were stalking the house. I'm shocked she did that, but I'm glad. I assume they're going to contact me later.